Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we help you get to the heart of complex topics quickly.
Today we're diving into a recent study that looked at the relationship between how many eggs older adults eat and how long they live.
Our main source is an article called Egg Consumption and Mortality, a prospective cohort study of Australian community-dwelling older adults.
It was published in Nutrients Journal just last month on January 17th, 2025.
This study followed a large group of Australians over 70 for almost 6 years.
They wanted to see if eating eggs affected their risk of dying.
The researchers looked at 8,756 people,
They were all part of a bigger study called Aspirin in Reducing Events in the Elderly, or ASPRI.
which is also part of an even larger study called the Longitudinal Study of Older Persons, also known as ALSOP.
These 8,756 people were put into three groups based on how often they ate eggs.
Those who never or rarely ate eggs,
Those who ate eggs weekly,
meaning between 1 and 6 times a week.
and those who ate eggs every day.
The researchers wanted to find out if there was a connection between how many eggs someone ate and their chances of dying from any cause.
Or from specific causes like heart disease or cancer.
They learned some interesting things about how eating eggs affects how long people in this age group live.
One of the biggest findings was that people who ate eggs 1 to 6 times a week were less likely to die.
Compared to those who almost never ate eggs,
They had a 15% lower risk of dying from any cause.
and a 29% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease,
This is especially important for older adults.
because they often have trouble getting enough protein,
Eggs are an easy and affordable way to get protein.
and other important nutrients too.
Eggs have all the essential amino acids, which makes them a great source of protein for older adults.
For a long time, people have worried about the cholesterol in eggs.
Did this study find anything to support or disprove those worries?
It turns out that the cholesterol in eggs did not have a negative effect on heart disease risk in this age group.
This goes against the idea that eating eggs automatically leads to bad health outcomes because of cholesterol.
In fact, some researchers think that nutrients in eggs like omega-3 fatty acids and choline might actually be good for heart health.
This shows that the connection between cholesterol in our food and our overall health is complex.
It's important to look at the whole nutritional picture.
Did the study find any connection between eating eggs and dying from cancer?
Interestingly, there was no significant link found between eating eggs and dying from cancer.
It seems that, at least in this study, eating eggs doesn't directly affect cancer death rates.
The study also highlighted how important the quality of someone's overall diet is.
The benefits of eating eggs weekly were even stronger for those who had a moderate or high-quality diet,
This shows how important a balanced diet is for healthy aging.
and suggests that eggs can be a valuable part of that diet.
It seems like a balanced diet is key for healthy aging.
And eating eggs in moderation may help with that.
However, the study also found something unexpected about eating eggs every day.
You might think eating eggs every day would be even better.
But it wasn't.
Daily egg consumption wasn't linked to the same benefits as eating them a few times a week,
It was actually associated with a slightly higher risk of dying.
although that increase wasn't statistically significant.
This unexpected result makes us wonder if there's an ideal number of eggs older adults should eat per week.
Could there be a sweet spot for egg intake that gives the most benefits with the fewest risks?
This is a question that needs more research to find the answer.
Especially to see what frequency of egg consumption leads to the best outcomes for this age group.
So it seems like eating eggs in moderation, not every day, could be a simple and tasty way to possibly live longer.
These findings offer important information for older adults.
And for the people who create dietary guidelines for this group,
They highlight the need for ongoing research to better understand the best dietary practices for healthy aging.
this study gives us some good data, but it's important to remember that it was an observational study.
More research is needed to confirm these findings.
And to figure out exactly how this all works.
Observational studies can give us valuable insights.
But they can't definitively prove cause and effect.
If you're interested in learning more about this study, we encourage you to read the full article in Nutrients Journal
It goes into detail about how the study was done.
and what the findings mean for dietary recommendations and public health.
So what are the key takeaways from this deep dive into eggs and mortality?
We learned that eating eggs in moderation
Specifically, 1 to 6 times a week,
may be linked to a lower risk of dying from any cause.
and from cardiovascular disease in older adults.
However, eating eggs every day may not provide the same protection.
This suggests that moderation is key when it comes to including eggs in your diet.
This finding further highlights the importance of a balanced and holistic approach to diet and health.
It emphasizes the need for more research to fine-tune dietary recommendations for optimal well-being.
This study focused on older adults.
But it makes us wonder if the same pattern of moderate egg consumption being good for you might also apply to younger people.
This is a question for future research to explore.
To investigate the potential benefits and risks of eating eggs across different age groups.
And to see if what we saw in this study holds true for other demographics.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating and constantly evolving world of eggs and their impact on human health.
We hope you found this information both enlightening and thought-provoking.
We're excited to explore more captivating topics with you in future episodes.
As we continue our journey of discovery and sharing knowledge, it's important to remember that this study was done in Australia.
The findings might not apply to people in other countries who have different diets and lifestyles.
People's eating habits and overall health can be very different in different parts of the world.
So we have to think about where the research was done.
Also, the people in this study were pretty healthy when it started.
They didn't have any major chronic diseases.
So the results might not apply to people who already have health problems.
It's important to be careful about assuming these findings apply to everyone.
You should always talk to your doctor before making big changes to your diet based on just one study.
In this study, researchers used food frequency questionnaires to learn about people's eating habits,
This is a common way for researchers to gather information about what people eat.
especially when they're studying a lot of people.
But food frequency questionnaires have some limitations,
They rely on people remembering and reporting what they ate.
which means they might not be perfectly accurate,
People might not remember everything they ate.
or they might not report it accurately,
They also don't give researchers detailed information about portion sizes or cooking methods.
which can affect how nutritious the food actually is.
These limitations are important to keep in mind when looking at the results.
We have to remember that the data about what people ate might not be perfect,
Another thing to remember is that this study only looked at eating eggs.
and its connection to mortality,
It didn't look at all the other things that can affect how long people live.
like genetics, lifestyle choices, environmental exposures, and access to healthcare.
All of those things play a big role in lifespan and overall health.
So while this study suggests that eating eggs in moderation might be good for you, it's important to remember that there are a lot of other factors at play.
Eggs aren't a magic bullet for a long life.
You need a balanced diet, regular exercise, stress management, and other healthy habits for good health.
The finding that eating eggs every day wasn't as beneficial as eating them a few times a week brings up some interesting questions.
It could mean that there's a limit to how many eggs are good for you.
And after you reach that limit, the benefits stop or even reverse.
Another possibility is that people who eat eggs every day have other habits that cancel out the good effects of the eggs.
We need more research to understand why there's a difference in mortality risk between people who eat eggs weekly and those who eat them daily.
The study itself didn't look into this specifically.
So more studies are needed to explore these complexities.
The connection between eating eggs and mortality is clearly multifaceted.
It involves a lot of different factors.
This study adds to our understanding, but more research is needed to fully grasp the underlying mechanisms.
And to figure out the best number of eggs to eat for optimal health outcomes.
The study's findings show that we need to be thoughtful about dietary recommendations.
There's rarely a one-size-fits-all approach.
Let's look at the subgroup analysis, which showed some interesting patterns within the data.
It showed that the benefits of eating eggs weekly were especially strong for people who had moderate or high-quality diets overall.
This highlights how important your overall diet is in determining how specific foods affect your health.
It suggests that eggs might be most beneficial when they're part of a balanced and nutritious diet.
Not when they're eaten in isolation.
The subgroup analysis also looked at the relationship between dyslipidemia and eating eggs.
Dyslipidemia is when someone has abnormal levels of lipids in their blood.
It's a known risk factor for cardiovascular disease.
The analysis wanted to see if eating eggs would affect heart disease risk in people with dyslipidemia.
Interestingly, the analysis found that eating eggs weekly was linked to a lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease.
Even in people with dyslipidemia.
This goes against the traditional advice that people with high cholesterol should limit their egg intake.
It suggests that eating eggs in moderation might not make heart disease risk worse in people with dyslipidemia.
And might even offer some protection.
However, it's important to note that this study didn't directly measure how eating eggs affected cholesterol levels.
So it's possible that other factors besides cholesterol are contributing to the lower heart disease risk in people with dyslipidemia who eat eggs weekly.
More research is needed to investigate exactly how this works.
And to see if eating eggs directly affects cholesterol levels and the progression of cardiovascular disease in this population.
This finding shows that dietary recommendations should be individualized.
Recognizing that people with certain health conditions might need specific dietary approaches.
Now let's just talk about the broader implications of this study for dietary guidelines and public health recommendations,
Current dietary guidelines about eating eggs are different in different countries and organizations.
reflecting the changing understanding of their nutritional value and potential health effects.
Some guidelines recommend limiting egg intake to a few times per week because of the cholesterol.
While others say that eating eggs in moderation is fine for most people,
This study provides important data that could be used to update dietary guidelines.
especially for older adults who might benefit from including eggs in their diet.
The findings suggest that eating eggs in moderation might be a safe and healthy choice for this age group.
Potentially helping them live longer and lowering their risk of chronic diseases.
But any changes to dietary guidelines need to be based on evidence and consider the complexities of individual health and eating habits.
Dietary recommendations should be tailored to individual needs and circumstances.
They shouldn't be one size fits all.
Let's talk about the cholesterol in eggs, which has been a concern for a long time,
For decades, eggs have gotten a bad rap because of their high cholesterol content
leading many people to believe that eating them would raise their blood cholesterol levels.
and increase their risk of heart disease,
But our understanding of how the body processes cholesterol has come a long way.
leading to a more nuanced view of the relationship between cholesterol from food and cardiovascular health.
We now know that cholesterol from eggs doesn't have much of an impact on blood cholesterol levels in most people.
The body has complex ways of regulating cholesterol production internally,
When you eat more cholesterol, your body makes less cholesterol to compensate.
keeping your blood cholesterol level relatively stable.
Also, recent research suggests that saturated and trans fats have a much bigger impact on blood cholesterol levels and heart disease risk than cholesterol from eggs.
This study adds to the growing evidence that eating eggs in moderation is unlikely to be bad for your heart.
And might even be protective,
Of course, how your body responds to cholesterol from food can vary.
depending on your genes and other lifestyle factors.
It's always a good idea to keep track of your cholesterol levels.
And talk to your doctor if you have any concerns about your heart health.
Let's move beyond the cholesterol issue and talk about the other nutritional benefits of eggs.
Eggs are packed with essential nutrients.
They provide a wide range of vitamins, minerals, and high-quality protein.
They're an excellent source of protein.
This is essential for muscle growth, tissue repair, and overall cellular function,
Eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids.
making them a complete protein source.
In addition to protein, eggs are rich in a variety of vitamins and minerals that are essential for good health,
They're a good source of vitamins A, D, E, and K.
as well as B vitamins, including B12, riboflavin, and choline.
Choline is especially important for brain health and development.
It plays a vital role in cognitive function and memory.
Eggs also provide essential minerals like iron, zinc, and selenium,
These nutrients contribute to a wide range of processes in the body.
including oxygen transport, immune function, and protecting cells from damage.
All of these essential nutrients make eggs a valuable addition to a balanced and nutritious diet.
Let's talk about some practical ways to include eggs in your meals in a healthy and enjoyable way.
Eggs are incredibly versatile.
You can boil them, poach them, scramble them, fry them, or bake them.
There are endless possibilities for adding them to your breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
You can add a hard-boiled egg to your salad or sandwich for a quick and nutritious breakfast.
For a more filling meal, consider an omelet or frittata for dinner.
You can add your favorite vegetables and lean protein sources,
Eggs are also great for baked goods, like muffins or quiches.
adding both flavor and nutrition.
When you're choosing eggs, look for high-quality options from reputable sources.
If you're concerned about cholesterol, you can choose egg whites or egg substitutes,
They're lower in cholesterol.
but they might not have all the nutrients found in whole eggs.
It's important to remember that eggs can carry salmonella bacteria, so food safety is crucial.
To reduce the risk of salmonella infection, you need to handle eggs properly.
Always wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water before and after touching eggs.
Store eggs in the refrigerator, 40-degree Fahrenheit or below.
Cook eggs thoroughly until the yolk and white are firm.
Don't eat raw or undercooked eggs to prevent foodborne illness.
By following these simple food safety guidelines, you can enjoy the many benefits of eggs.
And minimize the risk of getting sick.
As we wrap up this part of our discussion about eggs and mortality, it's clear that eggs are a nutrient-rich and versatile food.
They can be enjoyed as part of a balanced diet.
This study has given us valuable insights into the potential health benefits of eating eggs in moderation for older adults.
Suggesting a possible connection to a longer life and a lower risk of chronic diseases.
But more research is needed to confirm these findings and see if they apply to other populations.
It's important to remember that everyone reacts differently to food.
It's always best to talk to a healthcare professional or registered dietitian
To figure out the best way to eat for your specific needs and health goals.
Now let's move on to the final part of our deep dive
We'll explore possible reasons why eating eggs is linked to lower mortality.
and discuss the limitations of the study in more detail.
Let's explore why eating eggs in moderation might be linked to living longer in older adults.
One reason could be the high-quality protein in eggs.
As we get older, it's harder to maintain muscle mass and strength.
Not eating enough protein can make age-related muscle decline even worse,
The protein in eggs provides all the essential amino acids needed for muscle protein synthesis.
which can help slow down muscle loss and improve overall physical function.
Stronger muscles and better mobility can help prevent falls and other problems.
Aside from protein, eggs contain other nutrients that might contribute to their health benefits.
Choline, for example, is vital for brain health.
It's important for cognitive function, memory, and how nerve cells communicate.
Getting enough choline is especially important for older adults because cognitive decline can really affect their quality of life,
Eggs are also a good source of omega-3 fatty acids.
which have been shown to protect the heart.
Omega-3s can reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and improve blood lipid profiles.
All of which lower the risk of cardiovascular disease.
Eggs also have antioxidants that can help protect cells from damage caused by free radicals.
Free radicals are unstable molecules that can damage cells, contributing to aging and chronic diseases.
The antioxidants in eggs, like lutein and zeaxanthin, can neutralize those free radicals.
Potentially reducing oxidative stress and keeping cells healthy.
It's likely a combination of these factors, rather than just one nutrient, that leads to the benefits of eating eggs in moderation.
More research is needed to understand exactly how this works.
And to figure out the specific ways that egg consumption affects lifespan and health.
This study provides good evidence for the benefits of moderate egg consumption in older adults.
But it's important to acknowledge that it has limitations.
Like any observational study, it can't prove cause and effect.
The link between egg consumption and mortality could be due to other factors.
It's possible that people who eat eggs regularly have different lifestyles, socioeconomic status, or access to health care than those who don't.
Those factors could affect mortality risk regardless of eggs consumption.
So while the findings are interesting, we should interpret them with caution.
And remember that there could be other explanations.
Despite these limitations, this study adds valuable information to the discussion about eggs and human health.
Especially for older adults.
It challenges the old idea that cholesterol from eggs is harmful.
And supports the idea that eating eggs in moderation can be part of a balanced and nutritious diet for this population.
It's crucial to remember that everyone responds to food differently.
The best diet for you depends on your individual needs and health goals.
Talking to a healthcare professional or registered dietitian is always a good idea.
They can help you determine the best dietary approach for you.
To sum up this deep dive into eggs and mortality, we've learned that eating 1 to 6 eggs per week may be linked to a lower risk of dying in older adults.
Including a lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease,
This could be because of the many essential nutrients in eggs.
such as protein, choline, omega-3 fatty acids, and antioxidants.
However, eating eggs every day might not have the same benefits.
This suggests that moderation is key.
The study's findings challenge old ideas about the harms of cholesterol from eggs.
And emphasize the importance of overall diet quality and individual factors in making dietary choices.
Eggs can be a valuable part of a healthy and nutritious diet for older adults.
Providing key nutrients that may help them live longer and healthier lives.
We encourage you to read the full article in Nutrients Journal to learn more about this study.
And to get a deeper understanding of its methods, findings, and implications for dietary recommendations.
Learning about nutrition and health is an ongoing process.
Stay informed, stay curious, and take care of your well-being.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration of eggs and their impact on human health.
We look forward to discussing more fascinating topics with you in the future.